Lost you.
Let us sing unto God, sing unto God a new song. Let us sing unto God, sing unto God a new song.
We turn now to page 120, and we bring in Shabbat with the lighting of the candles. And is there anyone who particularly would like to help light the candles today? I know. I was thinking the same thing, Miriam. Why didn't, in honor of, what's Doggy's name again? Say it again. Roxanne.
Another Doberman?
A new Doberman rescue.
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת. Let us praise His life and sing away to you, and let us say Amen. Let us praise His life and sing away to you, and let us say Amen.
So let us turn to page 126. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. We continue bringing Shabbat, the vision of Shabbat, the purity of Shabbat in with the Chazon on page 138. And we think about new beginnings. It's a bride, new marriage, a new start. Not that we're advocating new marriages. Go for the, if you have an old marriage, keep it. But there's something beautiful about that potential. In each Shabbat, we have the potential to touch holiness and be connected to holiness. L'chazon. 146 of our food.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
And we turn to Ma'ariv Arabim, page 140.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set a course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom
Baruch atah Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch atah Adonai HaMevorach.
page 150.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu lemadta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shovenu u'b'kumeinu Nasiach b'chukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו
Because we saw you right at it.
אורך
Was really
ימינו
oh no, oh right.
והם
No, we saw it after when they came to our house.
יומם
No, but that's
ולילה.
not true. It was the next day.
Right, but that's
No.
what you asked. No, but they came to our house was after.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Literally right
Ohev
after.
Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Ehud Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated and let us continue with the V'ahavta on page 154. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavta hayom al levavecha v'shinantan levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha v'lechtecha v'aderech u'shaftecha u'tumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafo bein einecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'bisharecha Lema'an tisgaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kidoshim le'elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiot lachem le'elohim Ani Adonai Elohecha. And let's turn back to page 151 as we pray responsibly. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives its form? Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. And let us turn to page 158. Me come over. I'd like to read an alternative version of Hashkivenu. I invite you to just listen to it, but if you do have the thicker prayer book and would like to turn to page 409, you're welcome to. It's only in the thicker prayer book. So. May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. May this night spread over us like a canopy of calm, lifted by the blessing of rest. There will come a time when the morning will bring no word of war, famine, or anguish. There will come a dawn to rejoice in the peace of mind, heart, and being. Praised are you, the source of renewal within us, for the night's rest and for the promise of peace. And whichever page you're on together, Baruch atah Adonai, haporeis sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. We continue on page 162, the Shamru.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam beridolam. Beini u'bein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam oti le'olam. Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, lidorotam beridolam. ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We turn to page 166 as we rise together for the Amidah. 166.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotzeinu v'imotzeinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Tikonei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, לחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מכפל חיים בחסד, לחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, צומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסירים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated. And let us continue responsively on page 173. Let's not continue responsively. I'm going to share at the bottom of the page from Abraham Joshua Heschel. The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things in space. On Shabbat, we try to become attuned to the holiness in time. It is a day on which we are all called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Together, Baruch Atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat. That reading on the bottom is in the Shabbat morning service that we use for Bar Mitzvah. So I said it eternal. I feel like a rookie, a Bar Mitzvah mistake, and said eternal. But they have trouble with tyranny. That's wrong. Oh, even when we practice irony. Yeah.
And
we
internal.
Yeah, right. That's the one I messed up today. Such a beautiful reading, and Abraham Joshua Heschel is so inspiring. Let us turn to page 175.
Say Adonai Eloheinu Be'amcha Yisrael U'tefilatam Be'ahavat Tekavim. Humble in prayer we seek to reach you, hoping to be heard. Hearts open wide, longing to be true. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts so we may hear. Still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in our prayer. Feel your presence everywhere. May we answer when you call. Say Adonai Elohim. Be'amcha Yisrael. U'tefilatam be'ahavat Tekavim. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts so we may hear. Still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in our prayer. Be your presence everywhere. May we answer when you call. May you answer when we call. Say Adonai Elohim. Say Adonai Elohim. From our gorgeous gorgeous. I like it.
We give thanks with Modim on page 177. And I invite you to take a moment before we pray aloud to think of at least 3 things you are grateful for at this moment. Did an activity yesterday in my online positive psychology lift class. And the facilitator was saying if she only could do one positive psychology exercise for the group, it would be one on gratitude. And it was so interesting. You first had to write a letter, a gratitude letter to someone you wanted to say thank you to. It could be someone alive, it could be someone who passed away, it could be someone who inspired you, whoever you wanted. And I had remembered doing that activity before. I'd written one to Shira, and then about a month later on her birthday, I included it in my card. So this time I thought I'd write one to Ari. I thought that would be a good idea. But I forgot the second part of the exercise. So I was surprised when it came up again, which is still, remember, I did the exercise in April, looked at the paper again in May, and totally forgot. The second part was after you'd warmed up and shown gratitude and appreciation to someone else, you needed to write yourself a gratitude letter. Dear Susie. And it was a very interesting exercise to do. So I recommend it. Nothing lifts our spirits better than giving thanks. Let's pray together. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hato shincha l'chana'eh l'hodo. Pray for 1 second. close your eyes or keep them open, but to feel the sense of Shabbat settling over you. We've been together for 35 minutes now. And I hope you feel slightly different than when we started services. And you can start to feel shalom inside you that allows you to radiate shalom, peace, wholeness, completeness into the world. So as we enter into our silent prayer, we take with us a sense of gratitude and a sense of shalom. Say shalom Rama, Huyase shalom aleinu, Ve'oko Yisrael, V'imru, V'imru, Amen. Yase shalom, Yase shalom. Shalom aleinu v'yako Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'yako Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'yako Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'yako Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'yako Yisrael. So I'm imagining that many people here know what a sabra is. If I say that word, it might connotate somebody born in the state of Israel. And you might know that they're named after the sabra fruit. You know what a sabra fruit is? If you'll see one, it's kind of greenish, grayish on the outside and prickly because it's from a cactus plant. And its job is to protect itself from the vultures, creatures who want to come into the desert and eat it. But as you know, when you cut it open, inside it's sweet and juicy and the most beautiful color of pink. It's just gorgeous. It's also a reminder that not everything is how it first appears. This weekend, we commemorate the holiday of Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. Tonight into tomorrow is actually the 9th of Av, but when it falls on Shabbat, we shift it to Saturday night and Sunday. So this year we're celebrating Tisha B'Av on the 10th of Av. It's a day, whichever day it falls, when we mourn the destruction of Jewish life and of the Jewish people throughout the ages. We mourn the destruction of the first temple and the exile to Babylon. We mourn the destruction of the second temple and the Romans conquering Jerusalem and the menorah being carried out of our precious city. We mourn the expulsion from England in 1290, from Spain in 1492, and other expulsions of our people. And we mourn the Shoah. It's a day marked by fasting, and it's probably the most observed Jewish fast day next to Yom Kippur. But I don't fast on Tisha B'Av. It's not that I don't mourn the loss of millions of Jewish lives and all the thriving centers of Judaism that have been wiped out. I do, of course. It's not that I don't feel the pain of Jews throughout the centuries who longed for Jerusalem, to kiss the ground, to touch the Kotel, to see the paths that our biblical ancestors walked on. I do. It's not that I don't fear the rise of anti-Semitism right here on Long Island. Of course I do. But I'm standing here with you. We're celebrating Shabbat. This morning, we had a backyard full of very tiny little Jewish people celebrating Shabbat. In the camp, it's like only 2s and 3s, and none of them have even turned that yet. They're very tiny and so cute. I spent 2 weeks studying in Jerusalem this summer. I went to the Kotel with all of its frustrations, and I touched the wall. I visited with groups, social service groups that are making Israel a better place for so many people. I studied with rabbis of all denominations who are thinking about serious questions and trying to create a better Israel, a better world Jewry. Some of you have suggested that I pull the anti-Semitism card a little bit more in my sermon, especially on Kol Nidre, when not only are we trying to inspire, but we're trying to raise money for our Kol Nidre appeal. But I can't, or I won't. We are not Jews because people want to kill us. We are Jews because we have a beautiful, thriving tradition that has sustained us through the generations. In some ways, the fact that someone seems to hate us could be part of our survival tactics. We've had to morph and evolve. We've had to create new ways of practicing Judaism, to reform, to reconstruct, to renew. The names of 3, some major, some minor Jewish movements in America, in the world today. Reform, reconstruct, renew. But this is not new. This was not a 19th century, 20th century construction that we change. As I shared in my Rosh Hashanah Kintsugi sermon about the broken pottery being glued back together with the gold glue, the Judaism you and I practice today is based on the Talmud, not so much on the Torah. Things like keeping kosher, lighting the Hanukkah, observing Shabbat, having a ketubah to signify a marriage or a get to signify divorce. All of these well-known Jewish practices, the way we do them today, are Talmudic, not Torahitic. So you would think the Talmud must have been there at the beginning of Judaism, but it wasn't. It was written between 200 and 600 CE, sometime in the last 2,000 years. But we know Judaism is 3,500 years. It takes us back to Abraham and Sarah, Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. Why aren't we practicing the Judaism they gave us? Because we've adapted and changed to meet new circumstances. When the temple was destroyed in 70 CE, the priesthood collapsed, and the people of that time mourned the demise of Judaism. We return to an earlier destruction, the first temple period, and sang, as we will tomorrow night, from Echa, by the waters of Babylon, we laid down and wept for thee, Zion. We wept, we were in exile, we couldn't return. And we still sing those words today. They're from Isaiah, actually, and then we'll read Echa as well. But what's so interesting is that even thousands of years ago, many Jews remained in Babylon and didn't return to Israel, even when they could. The Jewish population in Babylon, modern-day Baghdad, Iraq, recreated itself and flourished into the 1800s. It was thriving. It isn't right now, but it was thriving for 1800 years. In Babylonia and Palestine, Rabbinic Judaism is recreated. Instead of only seeing the broken pieces of Judaism, brilliant thinkers, the rabbis of old and the rabbis of today, put the pieces back together with a gold glue. They expand on what Judaism could be and make it even stronger than before. And you know this story happens over and over again. We leave Israel and change our focus not to desolation, not to exile, but to thriving in other lands like this one. Zion becomes a tikva, a hope. And then we're rejected by other nations. And Zionism is created in the late 1800s. When the new darkness of the Holocaust crept in and the whole world feels bent on eradicating the Jews, we once again recreate ourselves, and the state of Israel emerges from the ashes of the Shoah. More often than not, the Jewish people don't play the victim and hide for too long. We take responsibility and ask, what can I do? What can I do to help others? We look for the opportunities. How can I put the pieces back together and create new and even better ways than before? On the holidays, I taught you what I learned from my friend Rabbi Ed Feinstein. We are 10th of Av Jews. Well, this year, the 11th of Av Jews. We are the day after Tisha B'Av Jews. He says, it's not the 9th of Av, Tisha B'Av, but it's the 10th of Av when our creativity and survival instincts emerge. We are resurrected from within. This is the greatest miracle of the Jewish people. What seems like an endpoint, destruction of the world as we know it, can be a new beginning. The reform movement in Israel today doesn't fast for 24 hours on Tisha B'Av. They recommend you fast until about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, so it's about 18 hours. This way, we are acknowledging Am Yisrael Chai, the people of Israel live in Israel and in the diaspora. So remember, sabras are the sweetness after thousands of years of destruction. Our David Joshua Berg Early Learning Center and Religious School are the proof that we don't need to mourn in a way that blocks out all the light, that there's hope, there's a future, and we have the ability to reform, to reconstruct, and renew Judaism every day. Thank you. We now turn to page 586, and let us rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gdula liotzer bereshit, shelo askanu kegoye haratot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kekol hamonam. Ananu korim umishtachavim umodim livnei melech malchei hamachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu bayom
Let us turn to page 598. As we remember today, Robert Bob Schwann, who is the father of Wendy Sherman, who we're in a period of non-minute for, and who will be buried on Sunday. That we are in the period of Shiva for Jack Lawrence, husband of Linda, Shloshim for Frank Schwimmer, uncle of Cantor Appelbaum, for Emily Kessler, mother of Leslie Brand, for Marion Grossman, mother of a good friend of Seth Rosenbluth, and Vida Sally, sister of Ed. And we also remember with great love those whose yahrzeits fall at this season: Marilyn Berger, Reva Bernstein, Michael Bloomberg, Evelyn Citron, Ada Derrickson, Raymond Dinnerman, Norbert Ederer, James Grossblam, Dorothy Hardell, Aaron Holzberg, Sidney Kaplan, Catherine Kaplan, Leslie Kirshner, Matthew Levy, Alex Lindauer, Martin Nasoff, Doris Pearl, Richard Prokus, Molly Schimmel, Francis Schwartz, Blossom Fisher Sultan, Joel Wexelblatt. Is there anyone else you are saying Kaddish for today? Who's going to? What's the name? The person? Jane Dubin. Join together. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei rabba v'yamad yivra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'kol beit Yisrael v'galav v'zman kariv v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei rabba mivorak le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'rifu leila minkol v'yirkata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiram v'yama v'imru.
Amen.
Hey Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yarko Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Huya aseh shalom aleinu v'yarko Yisrael v'imru. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. We go from the holiness of the mourner's Kaddish to the holiness of Kiddush. And we turn back to page 123 as we join the Cantor in the city.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri agafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'ratzon hinkilanu. Zikaron l'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom tefillah l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher yetziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu b'charta ve'otanu kidasha v'kohanim. V'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Please be seated. As we turn to page 371, and we offer our prayers of healing And just a reminder, if you put someone on this list and they've gotten better and you would like their name removed from the list, we can do that as well. We pray for healing for Pat Burns and Chris Kelly, friends of Seth, for Jeff Schumann, husband of Dee Dee and father of Jamie, for Pearl Schwartz, aunt of Stephanie Kane, for Marilyn Lieberman, for Susan Gerber, for Carl Moskowitz, for Leah Zapolsky, mother of Sharon Kaplan, for Paul Scheinkoff, for Marissa Axelrad, for Abby Tilken, sister-in-law of Roseanne Kiviat, for Merle Perlow, for Rory Friedland, for Josh Stroke, for Ben Hirsch, for Sandy Miller, for Melena Gershowitz. And who else are we praying for today? Yeah. So we offer prayers now for all those on our Mishaberach list, on the silent part, or who've been on for a long time that we're still praying for all those you named, and for all the people that you're holding.
Shebeirach avoteinu, Mikor Abraham leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Shebeirach imotenu, Mikor Abraham lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Amen va'amen, a refuah shlema, and we'll send good healing energy out into the world. We also get to celebrate in this month of August. So happy anniversary to Erica Lachant and Phil Schwam. That's on the 10th. It's coming up, right? Yay, yay, yay. Good. And to Mary Resnick, whose birthday is this week as well. Marcy Pell is the 7th. I don't even know. What's today's date? I don't even know.
The 5th.
The 5th. Okay, so it's coming up. We haven't missed it yet. Ed Perlow is the 6th. Any other birthdays, anniversaries, good things? Let's see. Joyce and Russ Tisman on the birth of their first grandchild, Asa Samuel, to Hillary and Dan, just this week. So very, very exciting. And again to Judy on her new doggie. Oh, it's not really a puppy, right? She's 5, Roxanne. So that'll be really fun. So good. We want to watch her adapt. I'm just checking here if we've missed anybody. There might be. I don't think. Anissa Walensky, are they on? I don't know if they're on Zoom. Her birthday's coming up this week. She and Mary are usually here on Friday night. We'll have to get them a different way. So, hey, Amy Goldson, is she there on Zoom? I think we got her one week, but happy a birthday to her.
Wish Dad a happy birthday again.
Okay, happy birthday to Ed, who
It's August 2nd.
very nice. Let's sing for, I guess, for the Schwab. Anybody else who's got to mention it?
All right. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, lazman hazeh. Amen.
I'm gonna, as Dr. Brian Goldstein, the wonderful president, you're not gonna be on the wonderful president of our congregation is coming up. I'm gonna put on one thing. One thing I think is not on there. The one thing is the women's retreat is this Tuesday. If you'd like to join us, you still can. It is at Poppy Joel's house and hosted by his daughter, Stacy. And we're gonna go from about 10 to 2:30. It's right in the neighborhood here. Going to do a little bit of text study, a little bit of meeting people, a little bit of yoga, a lot of eating, a lot of friendship, and a little bit of art at the end. So I'll send out a little supply list. If you have any magazines, we're going to do some decoupage. And if you have a yoga mat or a towel, you should bring that. And it's just comfortable and fun. And I hope you can join us. You can sign up online through the website and through the emails. And not quite in the mail yet, but hopefully by the next time we're together on Shabbat, or the next time you're here, I'm actually away next weekend. Hopefully you will have received your high holiday packets. So as always, please read through them, fill everything out, and return them either on paper or online, and register for the high holidays. They gave us a break and are a little bit later this year, which we like.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom, Brian.
So thank you for a wonderful, that was very thought-provoking. The day after, I love that. We've spoken about that in many different ways. I love that angle. And thank you for your beautiful song, Cantor. And thank you, Vincent. Always nice to have you here. And thank you all. And thank you all, our Zoom audience. So tomorrow morning, we have Shabbat Torah study at 9 a.m. The women's retreat, Tuesday, August 9th, as Rabbi just spoke about. And then Friday, August 12th, I think you have to get your yoga in at the women's retreat because there's no Torah yoga that day. But then in the evening, Friday the 12th, hopefully Shabbat under the stars again. Monday the 15th, we have we have a schmooze group at 12 o'clock. And then at 6:30, a budget and finance meeting. That's the 15th. Tuesday the 23rd, the backpack packing at 5 o'clock. So parenthetically, donations, please, for the backpack drive. Due to COVID, we're collecting money at our website. And it makes it a little more streamlined and a little easier. And then we get exactly what we need. We know the numbers. We need help with the packing and we need donations, correct? Anything else to add for that? These kids are going to be blinged out. It's great. Tuesday, August 30th at 7 p.m. It's Brotherhood BNO, bowling night out. Look at the website for details on that. And then some ongoing things all the time. Remember our TBT interactive digital memorial board in our lobby, thanks to the Rabbi family. Or a new way for us to remember our loved ones. You can look through and it's a way for us to connect with each other and learn more about our loved ones because we have bios and pictures. Please look at our website or call the office to get involved and help contribute to that. We have the professional marketplace also on our website. It's live, it's being used, but we need more people to contribute to that. If you have a business that you'd like to contribute and add to our directory, or if you need something, first check our directory before looking elsewhere. Keep it in the house. to help us build it up and use it. Check our website also for village events. They're always very active, even throughout the summer. And last but not least, our sharing table always needs donations and time. Specifically, we need breakfast cereal, white rice, cleaning supplies, toilet paper, diapers, toiletries, deodorant, feminine hygiene products. You can leave donations in the bin in the vestibule. And again, Mazel Tov to the Lashants, the big one, 20 years. And Shabbat Shalom all.
Thank you. So we're going to have a little bit more summer Adonalam fun because I think, you know, well, you're always fun. You can dance. I feel like we've been having a little bit of a heat wave, right? So I thought we could take advantage of that to spice up our Adonalam for our summer evening. Adonalam, Shem Allah, B'terem kol Yitzir nivra, Et asav v'chefso kol, Azai melech shemo nikra v'yachari, Giklot hakol, Livado, Yimlo nora, Behu haya, Behu hove, Behu hiye, Betifara, Behu echad, Vein sheni, Laham shelo, Laham pira, Believer shir, Beli taklit, Belo ha'oz, Behal misra, I don't know love. I don't know love. Behu Eli, B'chaygo Ali, B'turchli, B'yitara, V'nat kusi b'yom ekra, B'yado afkid ruchi, V'tishan v'arich, B'im ruchi, Giviyati, Adonali, Below ira. I don't know love. I don't know love. Don't know love. I really needed my Vandellas, but because this is Martha and the Vandellas, and I should have had Brian doing backup vocals.
Please rise. Please stay for the owning and have a nap. Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, our God and God of our mothers and fathers. Help us to see your light even in times of darkness. Help us to be reinvigorated by adversity. Help us to rise up closer to you each and every day.
Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Okay.
Let me unmute it. Okay.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Happy birthday, Erica.
Wait, did you say was that to me?
Yeah.
No, anniversary.
Oh, anniversary.
Yes, 20 years, although my mother would say 7 happy years.
Your mother.
My mother, whenever my mother was asked how long you married, she'd say 7 happy years. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Joy.
Good Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom.
Okay. I see you.
Let's see if she remembers before they turn it off, if she's talking to somebody.
I have no idea the song that she was relating or done along to. Something relative
Look.
to heat wave.
Shabbat shalom to Cantor's parents. Who said that? There is Maxine.
So you guys gotten away? You've been before? Is there any place you haven't been that you still want to get to?
What would you like for dessert?